Ow. That didn't go right. John aka Chicken Fillets here. Now recently I've been thinking about games which, you know what, I've struggled to connect with. They may not necessarily be bad games, they may be really critically acclaimed games, but just for me, I've not made that connection with it and I've not really enjoyed it as much as I should have. So with this in mind, well, you know what we're going to look at today. So today we're going to look at 5 JRPGs that I cannot connect with. Now before we get cracking on, please consider subscribing to the channel if you like hearing a wee Scottish guy talk about JRPGs. Now anyway, let's get cracking on. Super Mario RPG, the remake of the SNES title and one of the fan favourites in the Mario RPG series. Now I can already imagine you're thinking, whoa, why is this on the list? I thought you reviewed this and liked this game. Well, yes. Now here's the thing, I did like the game, but I just really didn't connect with it at all on an emotional level. Everything about the remake is fantastic, it looks gorgeous, the music is beautiful, and the battle system is fun to play. But what I just did not connect with was the story of Super Mario RPG, and to be quite frank, well, it's a Mario game. Mario games don't really have the biggest of stories. I think another factor as well with this is because I don't have the nostalgia for this game, because this has been a game which has eluded me for a long time, and my first time playing this game was with the remake, not compared to other content creators who have played the original version and have had this growing up. As I mentioned, I reviewed this game and I did give it a rave review, but just unfortunately, this game I struggled to connect with. Octopath Traveler, the Square Enix title which was the first of its kind with the HD 2D engine. And this is a game, well, I have a love-hate relationship with. Any game which uses the HD 2D engine, well, it instantly gets a chicken fillet seal of approval because it is utterly gorgeous. And it ticks all the other boxes. The music is fantastic and the combat, the turn-based combat, is brilliant. So why am I struggling to connect with this game? Well, it's no secret that I have tried to replay this game multiple times, but what really makes me disconnect with this game is the grinding of this game, because it is very grind heavy. And just when I think I've connected with the game, I fall off it once again because I get my backside handed to me, because lo and behold, when I thought I was high leveled, well, I wasn't strong enough. The original Octopath Traveler I am continuously trying to replay because I want to connect with this game, because it has brought joy to so many players. Maybe one day. Fire Emblem Engage. Now, it's no secret of this channel that I'm not really a fan of this game, and I really did not connect with this JRPG. Now let me highlight something. I have always said that with this game, the graphics is amazing on Nintendo Switch. The battle system is one of the most refined in Fire Emblem history as well. So why can I not connect with Fire Emblem Engage? Well, to be honest with you, I could not connect with the stories. I really just did not like the Divine Dragon as a character, and I felt as well there was such an over-reliance on using previous heroes from the previous games, and with this being such a highly used mechanic in the game, well, it really put me off and I just could not connect with it. Which is a crying shame because I love Fire Emblem games, but this one I just struggled with. Atia Risa, so the first game I tried on the Nintendo Switch, and unfortunately this was a JRPG that I cannot connect with. And again, like the previous entries on this list, it has everything going for it. It has a gorgeous soundtrack, gorgeous world, and the characters are great fun in this. And the story, well, I didn't really know what was happening. Another point with the game which really made me not connect with it was, well, I really could not get my head round crafting. And let's be quite frank, that's down to me not really paying attention to the menu screens, etc. But I just was not getting the hang of it even though I went back to them. However, if you've been keeping tabs on the channel, you'll know that I've actually picked up Atelier Sophie 2 for the Nintendo Switch. I've made it a goal to complete this game as my first Atelier game. I really want to connect to the series because it is raved about and it has everything going for it. I just think if I can get past this would be a game I would definitely connect with. Now, before we get on to the final pick, let's have a look at some honourable mentions. Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince, the monster catching game, which is actually a prequel to Dragon Quest IV. Now, honestly, from the get-go, I just could not connect with this game. There was something about it which just, I could not put my thumb on, whether it could be that it's a monster catching game, but then again, I like Pokemon games, so there was just something I just couldn't grasp with it. Which is a shame because in full transparency, I did receive this game as a review copy from Square Enix, so I really thought I was going to love it, but unfortunately, I just couldn't connect with it. Persona 3 Fez. Now, let me just get this out the way straight away. I love this game, but why can't I connect with it? Well, it's just down to the way I was playing it. Now, if you're a friend of the channel, you'll know that I'm predominantly a handheld gamer, but the reason I couldn't connect with this is because I had this as a PS2 download on my PlayStation 3. That was really weird saying that. So really the disconnect came from putting time aside to play this long JRPG. I just couldn't get round to it and I'd start forgetting parts of the story. This is why I'm kind of hoping that Persona 3 Reload will come to the eventual successor for the Nintendo Switch. Triangle Strategy, the HD 2G strategy JRPG from Square Enix. Now, like previous entries, this game has everything going for it, and I have actually tried to play this before, so where is the disconnect? Why am I not connecting with it? Well, what is throwing me off straight away is I'm not getting into the story. It's taking too long to get to any gameplay. If I remember correctly, before I even got to a decent chunk of story, it was hours. It was mainly dialogue heavy and cutscene heavy. I wasn't getting to any of the gameplay, and I've been told before, persevere. Once you get past the introduction, you will be stuck right in. But the introduction is taking way too long and I can't connect with it. Now, with the honourable mentions out the way, let's see what the final pick is. Final Fantasy XII. Now, this Final Fantasy game is one that I have always struggled to connect with. Now, when this originally came out on the PlayStation 2, you may be aware that, well, I fell off the wagon with JRPGs, so I never really wanted to play this game, and there was a disconnect from Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy XII, etc. But when I got back into JRPGs, well, Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age was announced for the PlayStation 4. So I picked it up on the PlayStation 4, but you know what? I just couldn't connect with anything with this game. I really just could not connect with Van. I think Van is a pretty bland character, and I had no idea what I was doing with the battle system. Also, because this was on console, well, I struggled to get the time in as well to play it. So moving forward, the game then got released on Nintendo Switch, and I took another plunge at this game on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I'll be happy to tell you that I got a bit further in the story, but I wasn't connecting with this story. I thought I'd have a better handle on the battle system because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 I played beforehand, and I thought, well, they have a similar sort of battle system. Again, I just couldn't connect with it. And once again, Van appeared in this game. Well, he is a character in the game, but I just couldn't connect with him. And there's something about him, he really shouldn't be the protagonist. Baltier, however, top tier Final Fantasy character. Like, this is a sentiment which seems to be shared across the board. Maybe that's just me, how I see it, but unfortunately for me, Final Fantasy XII is a game I want to connect with, but I just struggle, and every time I want to try it, well, I'm just put off. I understand Final Fantasy XII is seen as one of the great Final Fantasies, but for me, I really can't give it that moniker. So there we have it, 5 JRPGs I cannot connect with. What JRPGs do you not connect with? Well, let me know in the comments down below. Now, if you like what you're hearing and seeing on this channel, well, please help me grow it by liking, sharing and subscribing. And if you want to be kept up to date with everything Chicken Fillets, well, hit that notification bell. This has been John, aka Chicken Fillets, and until next time, tatty bye.